Good morning. I have been augmented. I should review some of those Vlags. I was talking about like augmented cyber brain, the android cyborg stuff. One of those earlier, and Elon Musk had said that we're already augmented, we're already cyborgs, based on what we have right now, the marriage of the technology, the symbiosis, I guess, that's been achieved. I'm still reading through Man and the Computer, but that promises to be a solid book on the topic, an older book on the topic, so more less colored and covered by what we have today, because in the context that we have today, it's just like, what's a computer? Well, it helps us to figure out what time it is and do our Excel spreadsheets. It's like, it's a little different. Like, we can do more. And all those takes are just like, it's beyond what we can even understand at this point. That's why I had such an interesting, I feel like I'm just babbling, like I'm making garbage noises with my mouth. I guess it's been a while since I've talked about it. Like, what is a computer? And it took a long time for me to even just understand what that question means. Because a computer is like, oh, it's a box you type things into, and it's a cell phone that you type things into, and it connects to other things. No, that isn't what a computer is. And I mean, that was the impetus for this project, for Vexus, is to augment my brain, to take the human bit. Oh wait, here we go. You ready for that cyberpunk theme? I don't know how the theme goes. There's some high quality memes floating around about that, the Cyberpunk 2020. Cyberpunk 2020. I've been augmented. It's just too stupid not to share. Frankly, or not really frank, in earnest, I don't always have a breast pocket to put Vexus into, so I want a way to carry it around that I'm not going to forget about it, and it's going to be easy to bring with me. And I had thought about this magnet idea because it's convenient to just toss it places and leave it there so that I can see it, so it's displaying and in my face. And now I can just put little steel plates around, like my car. The center console has nothing; it's all plastic. So I would need like a little steel plate badge to just screw into it, and just little brush steel. That'd be fine right there, actually. Fit in pretty well visually. And then I can just take it and stick it right on there, and then unstick it, take it to work. I had I had negative feelings about magnets and computers, and this is obviously from the strength, a neodymium magnet. And there's one attached to my hat as well. Obviously the polarity matches, but you can still get, like, still waiting to see if the glue fails on this, because it's fabric, and the first glue didn't work. It's from a mineral water, so carrying around trash or something, you can just leave that there. How ridiculous. Might need to clip your nails later on. There you go. You get your nail clipper. Ready to go. Boom. A pencil would probably stick to it. Goodness. I forgot what I was talking about. But the idea of, what is a computer, and it's I don't have the page of my notes in front of me, but it's the perfect memory. And it's the digitization of light, of visual images, and the digitalization of data, of reference material, or I mean, at a higher level, concepts, ideas. The ability to digitize a book is really amazing, because once things become digital data, they become infinitely reproducible. You can do whatever you want with that data. You can copy it a million billion times. You can send it around the world. You can broadcast it into space. But the idea, what is a computer? And the point is, the computer is a thing that helps humans. It's a technology that is meant to augment humans and facilitate facilitate the things that humans value, I should say. So the technology, no matter how technocentric it really is still anthropocentric. It's about men, it's about man, it's about human beings interacting with each other. The concept of social media. I mean, technically at this point, social media has its own meaning that has been subverted into a specific product. But the idea of socialization, pre Big Three internet, where you had free forums or BBSs and stuff like that, where the bandwidth was really low, and all you could do was chat, talk to people, get information. And we're looking at getting some chickens. And that information was available at a library. I would have to go to a library, hope that the library had in its repository books that are relevant and books that are new enough that they contain pertinent information. At this point, I think things have to be old enough to contain pertinent information, which is kind of funny. At least as it applies to knowledge around things that are agrarian, things that have been true for centuries before today, when everything just seems to be upside down, satanically inverted. Whew. Nice looking truck. I like a truck that you can open the hood and jump into. You can't work on anything nowadays. It's the computer. We took all the bad parts of technology and applied them to machines. Applied them to our cars and our appliances and the things that help us get more work done. And instead, it centralizes power in proprietary systems that are managed by, big corporations that are looking to monopolize their. I'm getting weirded out by this sentence, and as I'm saying this sentence, I'm like, these are all accurate words. Like, I'm not just being weird, am I? This is a kind of a weird morning, I guess. I don't know. But it is true. They're using technology to enforce and promote their monopoly on. I might not support wearing masks, but I do support wearing pants. Good Lord. People, man. People. Goodness, that just destroyed my train of thought. Right. So these car companies, they're using technology as an enabling tool to make their systems proprietary, so that you don't have the ability to maintain them or work on them without their express consent. And actually, in most cases, technically with the DMCA, you're not even allowed to know what the code is. You're not even allowed to understand it. Like to reverse engineer and look into it and decide, does this do good things or does this do bad things? That literal knowledge is outlawed. Which is it's dystopian to an extent that I'm having trouble understanding. And you pay for the privilege. Actually, you pay premium for the privilege. You pay for the You pay for the ability to say, my car has, what is it, OnStar? Or there's lots of new systems, especially like, I don't know what Subaru is doing or has been doing, but they've been increasingly computerizing their cars. Yeah, not that it isn't mostly a computer at this point. A lot of the EC management systems were done through computers, you know, microchips and stuff like that, but there wasn't like layers of software in them. And now there's layers of software and access, and like you have opportunities for the computer to interject in the operation of the vehicle and say, actually, I won't let you do that, Steve. I don't know what the HAL 9000 quote is. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. It's all very, very strange. There's a, if you are unfamiliar, there is a Node magazine that's kind of a hacker magazine that isn't as terrible as 2600, but it's a passion project of someone who does open source hardware and terminal, like little portable handheld terminals. Seems like a really cool guy. But he's released 2 volumes of the magazine so far, and the first one talks about the application of DRM and closed source software and enforced software updates and software maintenance on things like farming equipment. So when you buy the ability to buy hardware, buy durable goods that perform a function for, you know, hundreds of thousands of hours, you know, very long-lasting pieces of machinery. When you buy them, you are, at least in the modern times, purchasing something that has been intentionally hobbled by software, intentionally limited by software. And so there was a growing hacker farmer movement of people who were distributing black market firmware for and it is technically illegal, you know, like I said, under the DMCA, this is illegal, to load your own hacked, you know, firmware onto your bulldozer, you know, your tractor that you purchased, because it's having problems or you don't want to have to pay software maintenance. Just think of like monthly subscriptions to tractors. Oh, make sure you pay your monthly subscription to operate your tractor. You know, doesn't it turn on when I turn the key? Oh no, it has to be connected to the internet. I don't want to do the internet shovel analogy again. It hurts me. It physically hurts me to think about the internet shovel. It's just, software has become a what is it? Software and its consequences have been no, I'm not going to say that. Software is good. Humans are bad. Software is a tool, like a firearm. If you write horrible software that is evil to people, then it is evil. But the software, the computer chips, are not evil. As evidenced. Very not evil right here. Alright, this is a very interesting one.